Taylor Swift has no imagination. Taylor Swift was not creative when she was planning her wedding. Taylor Swift's wedding was tacky. That is what I've seen all over the internet.
And this is why Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce got married at Madison Square Garden. It's been 1 week since the TNT wedding. There have been no leaks of photos of her in her dress or him in his tux, but it only took a matter of hours for them to be spotted at Juju Smith-Schuster's wedding. This is the only video that I'm choosing to share because this is taken from the hotel balcony, but the point is that every drone, helicopter, phone, and long lens camera was able to capture them.
So Daily Mail got some tea on Taylor Swift's wedding, and apparently some of the wedding guests were not happy. The Daily Mail writes, the event was meant to be a magical celebration, Taylor Swift's love story, as well as an expression of sheer clout of her enormous global fame. But guests have been complaining post-event about how tacky and chaotic scenes inside were, which saw the champagne running dry really early and long queues for buffet food.
Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce finally said "I do" on July 3rd, 2026, during a massive, tightly guarded celebration at Madison Square Garden that reports claimed cost more than $20 million. Around 1,000 guests were said to be there as one of the world's most famous arenas was transformed into a stunning, secret garden for the occasion.
I don't know if Taylor Swift is getting married at Madison Square Garden, but I feel like the people who just cannot believe that she would ever consider it are picturing this. And Taylor Swift is a billionaire. She can make the inside of Madison Square Garden look like anything she wanted. They could build a replica of one of her houses inside and like put grass and like make it look like outside. I mean, we have technology to pull off incredible feats. My theory is they would just put a big tent inside, kind of like this, but then they'd make like a tent tunnel, a tentle, that would make it so whatever, entrance you came in, you're never seeing like the stadium seats.
At first, everything sounded like a perfect fairy tale. Stories spread about handwritten vows, breathtaking decorations, and unforgettable performances from music legends. But only a few days later, people who attended started sharing their own stories, and suddenly, the picture became much more complicated.
Like, how do you, with 1,000 guests, you need to have a ton of champagne ready, on hand, all day, every day. I couldn't believe that there was a buffet at the wedding of the year, one shocked guest said. It felt like such a tacky move, as opposed to doing it inside of Madison Square Garden on 4th of July weekend on a Friday? Okay.
Before the wedding, Swift had already hinted that she didn't want a huge, stressful event. Months earlier, when a talk show host asked if 2026 would be the year she got married, she smiled and joked that everyone would find out soon enough. She also laughed that the most stressful weddings are often the ones with smaller guest lists, because every single invitation has to be carefully decided. Later reports claimed that Swift and Kelce had already completed a quiet legal ceremony in Nashville the week before, leaving Madison Square Garden as the place for the big celebration instead.
Looks like we have a floor chart or a seating chart that actually came out, was leaked by somebody working at MSG. And here's a picture of what the stage apparently looked like, and looks like there's some tables scattered around the outside. Let's take a look at some of the seating chart arrangements. So over here, it looks like we have two different arrangements, table 15, table 20, and also table 25 at the bottom there. Right off the bat, table 15 sounds like an absolute blast of a time. If I was at a table with The Rock, Kevin Hart, Jerry Seinfeld, Jimmy Fallon, freaking John Mulaney, I would be rolling my face laughing.
The evening reportedly featured a cocktail hour, a ceremony officiated by comedian Adam Sandler, and a reception that lasted well into the early hours of Saturday morning. The night before, around 100 close friends and family gathered for a rehearsal dinner at the arena, with guests like Lena Dunham and Swift's longtime friend Abigail Anderson Berard reportedly seen arriving. Security around the wedding was on another level, even by celebrity standards. Reports said roughly 135 police officers were assigned to the area. Nearby streets around Madison Square Garden were closed, and barricades kept crowds away from the venue.
Another added, there were slightly chaotic scenes around the food carts, with these amazing A-listers having to stand in line. Not A-listers having to stand in line with other A-listers, God forbid! It wasn't quite what I expected. Julia Roberts was there, and Steven Spielberg. And Julia Roberts doesn't know how to stand in line. Steven Spielberg has never been to a buffet before.
Guests reportedly had to hand over their phones before entering. Strict non-disclosure agreements were enforced, and covered walkways blocked the view of photographers and the huge number of fans who had been waiting outside for days.
Did they take your phones away? Yeah. They took your phones away? No way. Actually? Yeah. You have to sign an NDA? Do you have to sign any paperwork? Oh, really? Did anyone come yet? No. No one? Did you tell us who's inside?
Even before the ceremony began, the massive security operation became a talking point. Some New Yorkers posted online that road closures and holiday weekend travel were being disrupted for the wedding of two very wealthy celebrities, with some drawing comparisons to the traffic and street restrictions surrounding Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez's 2025 wedding in Venice.
Table 20, a little interesting. You got some of Taylor's friends. Shout out Lord. Zoe Kravitz. Got some models. A couple LA friends. Interesting. Spontaneous +1s for table 25. Last minute invites. Imagine showing up and like, I'm a last minute invite, table 25, sitting over here with the overflows.
A separate leaked itinerary also claimed the celebration was expected to last around 10 hours, leading one anonymous guest to tell a gossip newsletter that nobody needs a marathon event, and that after a while, a celebration starts feeling like an obligation instead of a party.
All over the internet was Madison Square Garden. Ew. Like, I understand that you sort of envision like stinky, like basketball player sweat, but this woman is extremely wealthy. So it's up to her imagination and all the people who work for her to create something magical and special. And I guarantee you, they did it.
Along with a laundry list of other pathetic opinions that really do not apply. It happened at Jack Antonoff's wedding. We even got leaked video at George Karlaftis' wedding in Greece. And now here we are again. And not to say that this isn't a stunning, beautiful wedding, because it absolutely is. But this is just not the effect that needed to happen. Call Madison Square Garden tacky and unconventional, but honestly, this just proved a major point. And it was the smartest and most logical place to have them tie the knot.
Inside the arena, though, guests said the transformation was incredible. Reports described peach-colored drapes, elegant carpets, and huge photo displays showing Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's relationship over the years. The goal was to make the famous 20,000-seat sports arena feel more like a warm and private garden celebration than a giant event space. Swift's aunt, Robin Gentry, was seen leaving the venue and told reporters the newlyweds cried, laughed, danced, and hugged throughout the night.
And here are some interesting ones as well. Table 13 looks like it could be pretty interesting. Caitlin Clark with Simone Biles, a couple athletes, very, very popular athletes. Table 18, Sabrina Carpenter, Olivia Rodrigo, Billie Eilish, Harry Styles, Zoe. This is just a star-studded table here. I wouldn't mind sharing a filet mignon with Sabrina Carpenter.
Later, a photo of the wedding invitation reportedly appeared online after it was said to have been shared and then quickly deleted by the brother of one of Kelce's childhood friends. That unexpected leak immediately sparked intense fan discussion, with many wondering whether the person who posted it could face an unhappy response from the famously privacy-conscious couple. The guest list looked like a mix of Hollywood royalty and football stars: Steven Spielberg, Julia Roberts, Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt, Tom Hanks, Bradley Cooper, Hugh Grant, Jason Sudeikis, and Paulina Gretzky were all reportedly among the famous names seen arriving, along with several people connected to Travis Kelce's NFL career.
We finally know what Taylor Swift wore at her wedding. My bet was on Vivienne Westwood or Oscar de la Renta, but I was wrong. Taylor said I do in Dior.
During the reception, reports claimed music legends Paul McCartney and Stevie Nicks performed for the crowd. The couple also skipped the traditional wedding party. Taylor Swift's brother Austin served as her man of honor, while Travis's brother Jason Kelce took on the role of best man.
According to a statement from Taylor's rep to People, the gown was obviously designed by Jonathan Anderson and actually marks his first couture wedding dress created for a globally recognized celebrity. I mean, Taylor Swift seems like a great place to start. And looking back, it actually makes perfect sense. Dior's most recent couture show was filled with really whimsy and romantic designs that feel very Taylor Swift coded. Think gardens and fairy tale vibes. She also wore custom Louboutins and Cartier jewelry, a house that she's worn and loved over the years. The wedding photos could not come sooner.
Not every invited guest decided to attend, though. NBA legend Charles Barkley later said on a podcast that he declined the invitation, joking that he usually stays away from weddings because he believed this one might turn into a crap show. Just days later, the conversation shifted as a very different version of the evening began making headlines. Much of that attention came from a widely shared Daily Mail column written by Alison Boshoff, which cited comments from people described as attendees. According to that reporting, some guests complained about long lines for a buffet-style dinner, limited seating spread across the huge arena, and champagne that reportedly ran out much earlier than expected. One source criticized the garden-themed decorations, claiming the vines and garlands were placed so loosely that the stadium-style plastic seats were still easy to see underneath. Another attendee described the raffle-style games as really bizarre and speculated that some lesser-known guests may have been invited in part to expand Kelsey's professional connections after football. That source also claimed Swift spent much of the evening introducing him to influential figures such as Spielberg, Hanks, Pitt, Sandler, and Cruise, although those claims have not been independently confirmed. Some guests also claimed arrivals were organized into different groups, reportedly ranging from A-list to D-list, based on how close they were considered to the bride. According to those accounts, supermodel Cara Delevingne was asked to arrive as early as 2:30 p.m., nearly 3 hours before the 5:30 p.m. ceremony began. With phones reportedly collected at the entrance, some early arrivals were said to have little to do while they waited. Other guests described spending the extra time playing carnival-style games like ring toss, pinball, and mini-golf to collect raffle tickets.
What's not known is that sadly most of the invited guests had to stand throughout, the source added. There were only about 150 official seats, which meant that about 800 people had to stand throughout the ceremony. Imagine Cara Delevingne. You have to get there at 2:30. You have to stand around twiddling your thumbs. That's what happened to all the champagne. Cara Delevingne drank it all because she was in the loser crew that came early. Then you have to go. You don't even get a seat. You have to be there at 2:30, and then you have to stand and listen to 40 minutes of vows.
The prizes reportedly ranged from designer handbags all the way to a vintage car, making the waiting period feel more like a festival than a formal wedding. The criticism didn't go unanswered, though. Tavia Hunt, the wife of Kansas City Chiefs owner Clark Hunt, publicly challenged many of the viral complaints, saying the celebration was nothing like the chaos being described online. She wasn't the only one defending the event. Joanne Jordan, the wife of a celebrity trainer, shared photos and comments about the elegant white and blush decorations and red carpets, calling the evening an unforgettable celebration of a beautiful new chapter.
The vows, according to ABC anchor, were everything you would hope for: real, vulnerable, serious, and silly. TMZ reported the couple exchanged deeply personal vows from little books in the stadium. Oh, cute. It feels very fairy tale storybook. The ceremony was really long. Taylor's vows took about 20 minutes to make, and it was the same again for Travis.
Another attendee, posting under the name DJ Chop UFL, described the arena's secret garden transformation as an unbelievable experience. A source described as being close to the couple also said Swift and Kelsey made a point of personally greeting and thanking as many guests as they could throughout the night.
Oh my God, 40 minutes of vows kill me. Like, that is insane. Like, you need to keep vows short and sweet and cute, right? The fact that the ceremony does not need to be long. It just needs to be adorable, and you say loving things, and you kiss, and then we get to the party.
Reports about the food painted a similarly mixed picture. While some attendees criticized the buffet-style service, other outlets described an impressive menu that reportedly included pasta, sushi, filet mignon, Italian and American food stations, around 30 custom cakes with elaborate toppers, plus Pop-Tarts, cookies, and plenty of other desserts. Online, fans quickly split into two very different camps. Some laughed off the reports, saying it was hard to believe that a billionaire pop star's wedding could actually run out of champagne or leave major celebrities waiting in long lines. Others felt the criticism sounded believable, with one commenter joking that if Swift wanted the ultimate fairy tale wedding, her fortune could have paid for an actual castle instead of transforming a basketball arena in Manhattan. No matter which version people believe, one detail remained consistent across multiple reports. Swift and Kelsey were said to have donated an estimated $26 million to charity around their wedding week, with support reportedly going toward food banks and pediatric cancer initiatives. Reports have also claimed the couple is working on a behind-the-scenes wedding documentary that could be shared as a keepsake for everyone who attended. Instead of taking a long traditional honeymoon, the newlyweds reportedly chose a short trip to Montana before heading to Southern California for the wedding of Kelsey's former Kansas City Chiefs teammate, Juju Smith-Schuster. In the end, the so-called wedding of the decade depends on which story you believe. Some guests described it as a heartfelt and unforgettable celebration, while others claimed it felt like an over-the-top production that never completely escaped its arena setting. With conflicting accounts, leaked invitations, and endless fan theories still spreading online, the debate over what really happened inside Madison Square Garden doesn't appear to be slowing down anytime soon. So, what do you think? Were the complaints blown out of proportion, or do you think the critics raised fair points? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next story.
And once the invasive paparazzi sells to the highest bidder, it spreads like wildfire, which is exactly what Taylor and Travis were trying to avoid for their entire ceremony and reception and rehearsal dinner, etc. But for the last month, people have been projecting the fact that Madison Square Garden is tacky, that it makes no sense for why she should be doing it there because she needs outdoor natural light.
So it's easy to think it's tacky, but we haven't seen inside of there. There've been a few pictures kind of leaked, but we don't know the feelings she created, the magic that was experienced. I think it's possible. Yes, my first thought was Madison Square Garden, but if you have enough money, a garbage dump could be beautiful.